to today's Talk of the Town. This is a senior center program designed to help seniors and anyone else in town have access to our town officials and discuss issues of importance to seniors. And today we have with us select woman, Veronica Kell. And Veronica, thank you so much for being here, and I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I hope everybody's enjoying the snow. I thought that we should hold this anyway, just to get some information out there. So welcome. And I am going to be doing some screen sharing today because the things that I'm talking about, most of them you can find on the town website. So I just want to point them out. So I'm going to start first by just kind of going through I'm calling them public service announcements. It's more just a list of things that I want to cover. And then if there are people on who have questions, if people are watching on Channel 9, you can call Katie. Can they call Katie today? I don't know if you're in the building or not.
Today they can't. I'm not in the building, but they could email a question to my email address, which is kpetrossi, so the letter K, Petrossi, Petrossi, at townsendma.gov. And I have that open as well. So I will be checking email throughout it.
Okay. And I suppose they could chat as well if they are on the computer and have a question, or just ask. Either way. All right, so I'm going to start out with the town has some COVID relief funds that are available that can be applied for. These are funds that were made available through the CARES Act, distributed by the federal government to the states, and then from the states to the towns. Towns had to apply for them. So one of the things that we have available to us, and I might have just done that wrong. I'm going to try to share my screen, and the first place I'm going to go is the town website. So bear with me a second here. See if I can get there. Cut down. This isn't working the way I had hoped. Give me 1 second. I don't know where my Safari went. I think it disappeared when I got on Zoom.
Going on Safari.
Hang on 1 minute. Okay, I think I'm here. Well, I think we're Town of Townsend, Mass. Town of Townsend. Sorry, gang, I'm getting there. All right, here we are. So let me try share screen again.
It's on cable TV, but I can't get it. Oh.
Did I lose my Zoom? All right, so share screen. It's not bringing up it doesn't show my screen. Okay, we're going to share this one. I'm going to share it. And then I'm going to go to Town of Townsend, Mass. All right, can everybody see at this point the town website?
No, I see your desktop.
You're seeing my desktop?
Yeah.
Yeah, the screen share is successful, but I just see your desktop as well.
Okay, I'm going to stop the share then. All right, I don't know why this isn't working, but in any event, there is COVID relief for mortgage and rental assistance. So if you go to the town website under the news section, you can see that. So I'm going to try the share screen again. Oh, it says desktop. I see why. Let's try this. Are you seeing the town website now?
No.
No.
No, every time I hit share screen, it goes back to the website. How about now?
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
I got it. All right. So, sorry. So here on the right, this is the best place to look for the COVID relief. The one that I wanted to point out was the rental and mortgage assistance, which is right here. And these are funds. The town acquired $100,000 to provide to people in town for rental or mortgage assistance. There are income requirements. So these are targeted for people who have lost a position or had to resign from a position or had their income reduced because of the current pandemic. So to apply, you go to this website, or if you go to this website, there's a phone number for it, which I believe on the flyers that are at the library now, and also the ones that TEO has. The phone number is on it. To get the best availability of funds, and this is why I wanted to talk today, you need to put in an application or speak to them before December 30th, because depending on what happens at the at the federal level with the current stimulus that they're negotiating, these funds came from the earlier CARES Act, and the timing on those funds run out at the end of the month. Mm-hmm. So unless there is an extension and a stimulus is put in place, these funds may or may not be available after that. They can be distributed after that, but they have to be applied for prior to that. As of today, it could be completely different tomorrow, and we could have until March, but we just don't know. So if this is the situation that you find yourself in, certainly apply for these funds. They're there to pay overdue or future rent or mortgage costs that are in place because of the COVID-19 emergency. So that's the first one I wanted to look at. The next one, I'm going to go back to the homepage here, is if you have a small business, there are micro enterprise assistance grants available. And these are for small businesses. The grants are available up to $10,000. I believe this is funds that were, you can see down here, they were acquired through MRPC, which is the Montechusett Regional Planning Commission, which the town of Townsend is part of. These funds are available for the towns of Lunenburg, Royalston, Shirley, Townsend, and Westminster. There is an application process, and you can see up here, all grants must be expended no later than December 31st. So you need to get your your name in there ASAP. Both of these have just come out within the last few weeks. So this isn't something that we could have pushed back in September or told people about back in November, because none of this was really available until now. And the window is very, very short. So these are for small businesses, food service and or production facilities. So if you're a caterer or anything like that, and your business has, just dropped out because of this, again, these are small businesses, up to 5 employees. Bed and breakfast, house cleaners, laundromats, dry cleaners, car repairs, barbershops, beauty salon. If you're a home health care aide, and people don't want you in their home right now because of the pandemic, these funds are available, small retail shops. And we are talking small businesses. I'm getting a message saying my internet connection is unstable, not good. But anyway, these are available up to $10,000. So if you know of anybody that could benefit from this, tell them to go to the town website and look at these. There's a second page. I should go to the second page that tells you about this. You have to have been in existence since January 2019. You couldn't have just opened a small business and then said, okay, I'm going to close it right now. It's people that have been in business, have been functioning for at least a year. Mm-hmm. So maybe 2 years by now. But anyway, so this is the information and how to find out. It's available on our website, but it's not always clear that people recognize that that's what this is. So let people know about it. So those are the two COVID-related things that I wanted to talk about. Does anybody have any question about this before I go to my next thing? I'm just going to stay in screen share and just do it through my things up here.
Nope, that's good.
All right. The next thing I wanted to talk about is a bylaw that the planning board, well, let me see if I can get to that. Maybe I'll have to go back to home. That the planning board has been working on. It's age-restricted housing bylaw. And bear with me here as I go through here. The meeting is on Monday, and it is a public hearing on the age-restricted development and the age-restricted bylaw. I'm trying to get to the legal notice. I thought I had it. Go back here. It's loading. It's just taking its good old time. Can't open the page. Well, in any event, on Monday, let me try this again. On Monday evening, I don't know the exact time, but planning board typically meets at 6:30. The hearing on this bylaw will be held at that time, and it's for 55 and over, or age restricted is the politically correct term right now. We'll try this again. It's for market rate 55 and over housing in the town of Townsend. And so age-restricted development zoning bylaw proposal, if you would like to know about it and you want to read the bylaw ahead of time, please email planning@townsendma.gov or call the planning board at town and get a copy of the bylaw. The hearing is at 6:45 p.m. on Monday. It's a public hearing, and it's to get input from the people in town on this bylaw. The planning board has also been working with town properties to find parcels in town, whether town-owned or not town-owned, that might be the right place to put in 55 and over, age-restricted market rate housing. So these would be apartments or townhomes or small, small individual homes, depending on what's decided. And they have also been working on an expedited permitting process for this. So I think it's good for people in town to know about that. This has been posted December 4th and December 11th in the Sentinel and Enterprise, as is required by public notice posting. So if you're interested in this, please call or contact the planning board to get a copy of the bylaw. It might, because we're all virtual these days, it might be good to have that in hand before the meeting happens, just so that you can look at it. I'm sure that they will screen share the bylaw, but if you want time to think about it, that would be the way to go. So those are the three kind of town government related things that I wanted to talk about. So I'm gonna unscreen share and come back to the program just for a minute to see if anybody has any questions about this. Any of those things? Katie, you haven't heard from anybody watching on TV?
No, I haven't, and I've been monitoring my email to see. I just had a question. Do you happen to know if for those the COVID fund housing stipends, does participation in any other housing assistance program preclude you from that, or are they able to be layered upon each other?
That is a good question, and I don't know the answer to that. The person that could answer that is Chaz Sexton-Duranian, or anyone that's on the Townsend Housing Trust.
Okay,
that
great.
was just incorporated. I'm sorry, I just don't know that.
That's a pretty specific question.
I do know that the amount that they're thinking, when you apply, the amount is $4,000 per applicant. So that would limit us, because the town asked for and was granted $100,000. There would be 25 people, I believe, that could get that maximum $4,000. Am I right on
That's wonderful.
that?
And I think I just briefly had looked up what the eligibility requirements are, and if it's all right with you, I think I'll probably name what those are.
Go ahead. I can't confirm those, but go ahead if you've looked it up and you know.
The raft one, I believe, was for a household of two, 55,100. And the other one was, I believe, 72,000. So it wasn't at some of the very lowest income levels. It seems like it's a pretty accessible program. And if any of the seniors out there are listening and they're wondering if they should apply or qualify, to definitely check it out.
Yeah, I think so. And it is not just for seniors, but for anyone at all. So, if you had to give up a job to stay home, or if as a senior you had to stop a part-time job that you had to support grandchildren who are, learning remotely now, there are a whole lot of possibilities for eligibility. And so it's definitely worth getting online or making that phone call. And Katie, can you see the phone number for CMHA, the Central Mass Housing Authority?
I can't see it right now, but let me see if I can pull it up. Actually had it up here. Let me find it.
I wrote it on the flyers that I copied to put it, to give to TEO in the library yesterday, because I thought, oh my. And I didn't want people to say, oh, I'll deal with this after the holidays, because it's possible that it could be too late. So
let me look it up. Okay, their phone number is 508-752-5519. Central Mass Housing Alliance. Yep.
Correct. And the application is done entirely through that. CMHA lets the town know what funds they've given out for people from towns, and the town just pays the bill to CMHA.
Gotcha.
So it's, it's not anonymous at the CMHA level, but it is anonymous as far as the town goes.
Oh, that's great.
So, the town isn't involved at all in the application process. The town had to make the arrangements with CMHA. The Housing Authority did that, or the Housing Trust. I'm not exactly sure which one did that, but they did that. And then the town applied for the COVID relief funds, and then we just pay the bill, is what it comes down to.
Great.
Thanks, Katie. Can you repeat those income levels again? Just
okay. I
should write these down.
Right. Let me make sure I have the right number up before I repeat that again. Sorry. The one number was 55,100, and the other one was 72,000, I believe, even. Trying to connect to the shared drive right now to pull that up.
So, and that would be your income now, not your income prior to COVID, so it's for people who have had an income drop.
Right. I think it is, if I remember when I was looking at it, it is your gross yearly income as you would report it this year. So it would, in some levels, it would take into account what you had earned up until the point that you lost your job.
Yeah, I really don't know how they, do the final calculations.
Right.
I know it's available, and if you at all think you could benefit from it, you should, make that call. What's great about it, oftentimes it's just rental that CMHA does, but with these funds, it's mortgage as well. And I know that wonderful. I would never have thought that I could get mortgage assistance somewhere, because that's not typically something you can get. Mm-hmm. So anyway, any other questions on those three things? And then I'm going to talk about events.
Nope, thank you.
All right. There are a couple events that I just wanted to make people aware of, and so I'm gonna try the screen share thing again. The first one is the Christmas bird count. So let me try the screen share again. Let me see here. That didn't work. Okay, let me bring this up. Okay, I'm gonna unshare. Let me see if I can even get to those page. I'm gonna stop the screen share if I can. Do you see anything from my page on here?
No.
Nope. Okay, let me try it this way.
There you go.
Am I up now?
Yes.
Can you see a map?
No, it's your documents.
You're seeing documents. Okay. Stop the share. Let me try again. I thought I had this all set up ahead of time so I could just bop in and out, but I can't. Now do you see a map?
Yes. Nice map.
Okay. On Sunday, December 20th, is the Audubon 121st Christmas bird count. And Townsend is in the Groton Oxbow district. And there's a circle that the center of the circle is at the Oxbow Wildlife Management Area, down around Devon's, Shirley area. So there is a circle, and this arc defines the outermost edge of the Oxbow. Groton Circle. So the Christmas bird count for this circle in Townsend goes from around the old brick store in West Townsend, arcing up to about North End Road, and then across, going across into Pepperell. So the Townsend part is right in here. So pretty much anything inside this arc: Townsend Hill, Timberley Park, the Squanicook River, the harbor, the center of town, Howard Park, parts of the Townsend State Forest. So there are, right now, I think I have about 10 people. The Townsend Conservation Land Trust is collecting the data for the town of Townsend. I have about 10 people that have volunteer to count in different areas in Townsend, or you can just count at your bird feeder. So I just wanted to make people aware of that. If you see people walking around town on Sunday with binoculars, it's because they're looking at birds. There are, Old Meeting House Park is covered, the Land Trust property next to it, Pheasant Ridge, the Land Trust Aho property down here off of Clement Road. They aren't on this map, but they are part of the town's open space. And there will be people counting at feeders, some of them in their neighborhoods. So I just wanted people to do that. And there is also the tree hunt going on that was organized by Karen Clement. So there are decorated trees on a lot of the open space and town properties in town. And it might be a nice thing to combine on Sunday, though you will be walking through snow if you do that. So that's it. Chief Sartell, I have a question for you. one of the people on the bird count lives in Milford, New Hampshire, and he and his wife helped us. He's an Audubon guy from the New Hampshire Audubon Society that presents those programs at the Nashua Public Library. And he helped us last year with this bird count. He's a very good birder. And he and his wife are pretty much quarantining, not because of pre-existing conditions, et cetera. But he said he would help. He just couldn't do it with anybody. So, he and his wife would have to go together. And he called me just yesterday and said, I don't think I can do it. He was going to do Howard Park. He said, I live in New Hampshire. I'm not allowed to come to Massachusetts. And I said, I don't know, but that I would ask you.
No, that's exactly right. He's exactly right. The travel restrictions do change by the day, and they're difficult. I shouldn't say that. They do not change by the day. Their interpretation does. There is constant changes coming from the governor's office, but the travel restrictions, they're clearly posted on the mass.gov. If you just do mass.gov COVID, you can see them. They are very restrictive. I think that would be described as a leisurely activity, for lack of
right. I would agree.
And that would be prohibited. You can go to church, but to be frank, I'm not sure you can go Christmas shopping. And I know that, and meaning from New Hampshire into Massachusetts. I do know that out west, where some of the towns on the New Hampshire side that do the majority of their grocery shopping, for instance, in the Commonwealth, are going through the same kind of difficulties. There isn't that carve out. It's just not that simple. It's a point A to point B thing. If you're if for work purposes, it has to be an essential service. So it's a really oppressive set of travel restrictions if you really look into them. The enforcement is a whole other discussion. Obviously, there is a fine if you do not adhere to these travel restrictions, but who exactly enforces that and how that comes down is a mystery. I can tell you they're not overly communicative with law enforcement as partners in this issue, but it probably better that way because it does seem more of a public health issue than a law enforcement issue. So suffice to say, it's a point of great consternation for me. I get these questions all the time, and the default answer is probably not. I'll look on the travel restrictions, and it does seem like he's corrected. That would not be a valid reason for travel during this pandemic.
All right. Okay. I will tell him no. I have someone else that is willing to do from town who's willing to do the bird count in Howard Park.
I'd prefer rather than telling him no, I think checking the travel restrictions, because again, the carve outs are pretty wide ranging, to be honest. And there's options. Really? And if you look into them in a more detailed way, you may find a carve out that works. I don't like to say no out of hand. My default setting is no, but you do need to look, because I think you'd be surprised at how creative some of the carve outs get. Some of them make a lot of sense and some of them not so much. But it is worthwhile to at least look at them at a deeper level prior to just assuming no.
Okay. All right. Then we'll look at it and we'll follow the guidelines. Okay, thanks. I didn't know. So, I think those were my things. I'm just going to flip to my screen because I have them all. Oh, I have we've been working on a new website. So it will probably be February 1st till it gets rolled out. But I was going to just do a quick, this is kind of what we're looking at, overview. We haven't made any decisions, but it's still a Civic Plus website. It's still what we have, but it's just kind of moved around. So give me 1 minute and let me see if I can, maybe if I bring the screen up first before I start the screen share, I might be able to just give you a quick preview of that. All right, so I'm going to try the screen share. Let's see if this works. It does. All right, so are you looking at a Town of Townsend website that's blue and red and white?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so this is just a mock-up that we're working with the designer, but basically we've taken the buttons that are over here on the current and we've put them across here and over here. The names that are on this could change. The calendar will be right here you don't have to click on town calendar. You'll be able to see it right away and click on view all, which we think is a way better way to do it because then you can just see the meetings right away for that day. And if you want to see different days, you view all or select. And then we'll have more news items able to go here and more tabs going across next to the news to get to everything that we had. And then we're going to do some behind the scenes rearranging so that all the agendas for conservation are in one place, or all the agendas for BOS or planning board. And then they're linked through the different ways that you can get to things to the same information. So it'll be way more efficient. So anyway, that's what we're looking at right now. So any thoughts when you're looking at this? It's still the Civic Plus, because that's pretty much from a cost perspective, that is what we had to go with, because they're already the town website people. And it was way less expensive to work with them on a redesign than to go to a completely new vendor.
Looks good.
Looks good.
All right, I'm going to stop the share then. Any comments, anything that people, I know it's hard when you can't really play around with it, but that's what we're looking at. It will be some variation of that. It might not be exactly what you just saw, but that's what we are. For the homepage, that's what we're working with. And then we'll start working over the holidays and in January with the, the pages that you go to when you click on anything. So that is it, everybody. That's all I have for today. I don't think I have anything else on my list to talk about. So I don't know, Chief, you're on. Do you have anything that you want to add?
Sure, I do have one thing. We rolled it out this week, and it is a civilian alert system that has been purchased by the town regarding, immediate notification type of stuff. It's called Code Red. We put out a press release today. It's on our social media. It's also on our website, townsandpd.org. I've sent in message to have a flyer or something like that put on the town's website as well. We consolidate that on our own website, which we have control of. You will find a way to sign up for these civilian alerts that would come out in cases of emergency mass notification needs. That type of thing would have been invaluable, and it will be invaluable as this pandemic kind of comes to a halt. If there's any sort of vaccination distribution points and those types of things, we plan on utilizing this mass notification network to put that information out. You can sign up. It'll notify you by telephone, by text, by email. It does come preloaded with all public telephone numbers as part of the package, and it's being put together as we speak. But adding your own unique identifiers and your own unique ways of getting communicated with is the preferred means. So we are hoping that people do sign up for that. Given the pandemic, it's hard to get groups together, but we certainly would offer, if we have residents that lack internet access or need assistance, just give us a call here at the police station. The administrative assistant is getting geared up to be able to provide that service to people to get them signed up should the need arise.
Great. Thank you.
And that can be done on townsandpd.org, townsandpd.org.
Yep, that's correct. If you travel to that website, you'll see a Code Red insignia. You just click on it and the directions are right there. It's super simple. It allows you to just text towns into a predetermined number in your phone, and it will walk you right through the process. Very, very user-friendly. Okay,
great. Thank you. Thanks for all you do, by the way.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you very much for the support. It really goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Katie, that's all I have.
All right. Well, thank you so much to everyone for being here. Before we sign off, I just have a couple of announcements for the Senior Center. If, as most of everyone has been notified, the Senior Center is closed to the public right now for in-building programs, but all of our meals and outreach and transportation continue, as well as virtual programs and any programs that are taking place outside. All of that is still going on. So if you were signed up for Donna's Diner and the cookie swap for today, obviously the roads are not quite in condition to be driving on, but you can pick up your chicken cacciatore tomorrow at noon as well. And also, if you had signed up for the cookie swap and dropped yours off earlier this week, they're available for pickup tomorrow at Donna's Diner as well. I was the person who swapped all the cookies around, and can I just say, they look delicious. So thank you to everyone who participated. And then let's see, coming up in January, I just wanted to plug two things that we've got going on. The first one is a winter carnival on Friday, January 15th. It will be a drive-through carnival with multiple stops to do things like judge a snowman contest and to get some refreshments, and then have your own chance to throw blocks of ice at a big COVID molecule so we can all kill COVID together from the safety of our cars, but get out to see people and say hi and have something to do. So that should be fun. And then the other main thing that we have going on in January, aside from all the exercise programs that we normally have, is a soup demonstration on Wednesday, I believe, is January 20th. Donna is going to show us how to take some simple ingredients that you can find at the grocery store, such as 1 package of chicken or a pound of ground beef, and with that, divide it with just a couple of modifications and make 2 very different soups from that. And so we're kind of thinking of that as like a small batch soup demonstration. So, because I know a lot of seniors don't want to make a big pot of soup anymore, but they do want to be able to make a couple of bowls and have it not be the same soup all over again. So Donna is super creative in the kitchen, and I'm really looking forward to that on the 20th. So.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, well, thank you everyone for being here today. And I hope everyone stays safe and enjoys the snow day. It's still snowing where I am. It's beautiful.
And Katie, I just want to say that we are going to skip the January Talk of the Town and go to February with the holidays in there. I don't know how much new things I'll have to talk about in January, but in February, we should be ready to go with a little more. And so look for that on the Senior Center schedule. And Katie and Hartley, thank you very much for being willing to do this program on a snowy day.
Of course. Yes. Well, all right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.